This is 800 grams of peas. I didn't show me weighing it this time. I have lots of videos where I do the weight and all that. So this is, and I don't want to repeat it. So anyway, this is 800 grams. And I'm going to do a grow of baby blondes using this pea. This is speckled pea, 800 grams. I have soaked these peas for 12 hours, just like I mentioned in the book, 12-hour soak only. Alright, I'm in the kitchen sink now, and I've got a 5-to-1 bleach solution here. I put 200, well, the other side, 200 milliliters, and the rest I put up to 1,000 up here, of water. So I'm going to pour it in here, then I'm going to set the timer on the stove for 2 minutes, then I'm going to slosh this around. At the end of 2 minutes I'm going to rinse these off. And that is part of the, when I did the seed treatment to prevent antifungals. This is the bleach version, the 5-to-1 bleach version, and you do it for 1 to 2 minutes depending on which site you look. So I'm going to give it a shot and not do any antifungal daily treatments and see if what that does. But rest assured, after I get done, I'm going to rinse these thoroughly, and these will be thoroughly rinsed off before the taproot breaks out. So plus bleach breaks down really quickly if there's any residual bleach left. I put the peas in the tray. I don't grow with medium, for those of you that are new. I never have, except for the very beginning I grew in paper towels, but I don't grow in a medium. This is directly in a tray, and you can see how dense it's packed. They are all over each other. But for baby blondes, I think this will work great. I'll show you as we go along here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a cover over it, and I'm going to put weight on top of this cover, and what that does is that forces the resistance of the weight, forces the roots to go down into the tray beneath it to seek nutrient. I use nutrient water. It's a hydroponic solution, master blend, and I'll put weight on top of this. But the struggle pushing up also ensures with peas a level growing. You don't get varying heights and that sort of thing. So that's the purpose of this. Now, if I used it, I call this in the book, I call it the cover and weight. If this wasn't peas, if it was another type of microgreen like brassica of any kind, like broccoli or kale, then the cover also serves to remove holes, and in fact they stick to this cover here. So I'm going to put the weight on it, and we're going to put a blackout dome on it, and I'll bring you back as we grow. Blondes are getting bigger. We're leaving tomorrow for a cruise. My sister's 50th birthday bash, as we're taking her on a cruise. So these have to be harvested tomorrow morning before we leave. So yeah, got to be done regardless of size. I'm going to show you how dense these are. This is absolutely incredibly dense. It's just crazy how dense this is. Moving my hand here over the top of this, and not lightly at all. Significant pressure down, and these things are just crazy dense. They all want to find the light, and that's what's great about growing this way. You can grow super dense, get great yields, lots of weight per grow. Anyway, all right, it's harvest day, and with Blackout blondes, let me put this tripod down. With Blackout blondes, you don't want them to get too big, and the point is that they're kept out of the light for as long as, or for the entire grow actually. And let me adjust this camera. And the point is to make them as tender as possible, because once light hits them, chlorophyll starts to form within the plants and they become stiffer, more fibrous. This is a version of that, baby blondes, and we're getting them when they're real young and tender, way before they have a chance for fiber to form on them. So yeah, I'm going to lift it up just a little bit and show you what I'm doing here. Alright, I've got the camera set the way I want it so you can see the rack here. And I'll show you the Blackout blondes. This is what they look like from the top side. Very dense, very fun to rub. And on the back side, notice all those roots? Beautiful, pristine roots. And because of those roots, I can put this whole thing upside down, and we're going to take advantage of that when we harvest today. Alright, now I've got two 1020s below to catch the cuttings from the Blackout blondes, and this time I'm going to harvest, let me see here, with an electric knife. We lost a good bit of stem length here. You can see that, but the main point for baby blondes for me, because peas grow so fast, these stems grow so fast, they'll be this tall. They'll grow 2 inches a day once they get to this level. So this lower part is more fibrous, so it looks like a waste, but we're doing a delicatessen or a finessed grow, whatever you want to call it, where the microgreens are delicate, special, only the tips, only for those A1 customers. Okay, so let me put these in there and I'll show you what it looks like. This is all theory, by the way. I've never done sold a single microgreen. So some people talk about nutrients. Aren't you afraid of eating nutrients and all that? Well, my answer to you is the plants take up these nutrients. The nutrients are created for the plants to take up, and so we're going to eat the nutrients in the plants anyway. So there are some, I mean, if you lick nutrients, if you took a swallow of nutrients straight out of a water culture bed or what these grew in, yeah, that's going to be nasty. But you rinse them off. You either rinse them off right after harvest, or you store them and then you rinse them off before you eat them. So I don't think it's harmful at all, and it's certainly not as gross as eating the roots out of manure compost or something like that, the dirt. So let me bag these up and let's get an overall weight on these compared to, we'll do a taste test compared to the actual seed. The weight versus the seed, finished grow, and a taste test. Why don't I just do a taste test right now since we're here. This is a length of one of them. It melts in your mouth almost. Incredibly tender. Definitely. Another reason why we're doing this, and not another reason, the main reason why we're doing this, why I'm doing this, is because the stems, the taller they get, like you can grow peas like 8-10 inches tall, easy. But once they start getting that tall, only the very tip pretty much is pleasantly edible. Below, once you get towards the bottom, especially if they're really tall, they're very fibrous, tough, and they're a little trickier to eat. You can cut them up in pieces and you can saute them and stuff like that, and they're great. But just as a delicate, just as something to throw on something, you want the very tips, especially if they're little bitty. Let's get a weight on these things. Set the grams first. Well, it's 466. The seed weight was 800. 466 grams equals 16.45 ounces. I don't sell these things, but I'm wondering what someone could get per ounce for these things. I know some people in the group are getting I don't know, between $3 and $5 for 2 ounces, so it could be potentially a higher market niche thing since it's, you know, a specialized grow. Anyway, it was fun for me and that's why I did it. This is Brent. I'll see you later.